Okay. Good morning, people. Can you guys hear me? Can I get a confirmation if you're able to hear me, guys? Okay. I'll wait for confirmation from you all. All right. Yes. Okay. Thank you. That's great. So, hopefully, you're able to see the screen as well. Welcome to the session. All right. And let's begin with today's session. So, first of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Mohammad Amir, and I am the co founder of Diazonic Labs. So I would welcome you all for attending this particular session. I hope you will be enjoying all of the session and keep supporting us till now, whatever you have done. All right. So let's begin with today's session. Today's session, I have labeled it as web apps using Streamlit. All right. That is what we will be actually working on. Now, before we could actually explore a lot of things, I just want to be, yes, Anu, I think so. Now I am loud and clear. All right. So, okay. So let's begin. So, before I could begin with this particular thing, I just want to point out a few important things of this particular aim of this workshop. First of all, building the applications related to web, we normally use some other languages such as HTML, CSS, and JavaScript for all of this. Okay, that is what we were using for that particular thing right now, till now, whatever we are doing. But then what we thought was that we could probably explore one specific library in Python wherein people who are relatively new for this particular kind of stuff, they can probably learn how to build their own websites, or probably we can call them as web apps. All right, so here I will be teaching you basics of building a web app without the usage of HTML, CSS, or JavaScript. All right, it's going to be pure Python, whatever is required, and that's how we will be beginning with. Okay, so with that being said, we will actually get started with the session. Okay, so Streamlit is actually one specific Python library. Okay, just give me a second. All right. So as I was saying, Streamlit is one specific Python library which is actually helpful for creating web apps without the sound knowledge of website development. All right. So what we will be creating, like which web app will we be creating? That's where let me just give you the flow of the webinar here. So basically, I've divided my webinar into quite a few different variants. So I will be beginning with what exactly is data science. All right. So I have scheduled the webinar topic as turn your data science scripts into website using Streamlit. Okay, that was the whole idea of creating this particular thing. So basically, what exactly is data science is what we will see first, and afterwards we will see these are all the buzzwords what we have here. We will have to understand what is, say, artificial intelligence, and afterwards we will understand what exactly is, say, machine learning, how is it different from other, and also we will see how is it different from, say, data science. All right, so we will see the differentiation with all of these three categories. So after that I will just get introduced you to the concept of Streamlit, what exactly is Streamlit. Then we have got one specific thing to understand. There's something called as NGrok server. All right, so we will have to deal with NGrok. What exactly is NGrok? Why do we need it? After that, we will build a simple machine learning model. All right, with the help of the simplest data set, iris flower data set is what we will use. And then I will show you how we can build web app using Streamlit. Finally, we will deploy it using Heroku. All right, so there you go. So stay tight, and hopefully you will have a wonderful journey in learning all of these things. All right, so let's begin with the understanding of what exactly is data science. So basically, data science, if you can see here, it is actually a combination of a lot of things. All right, so what I can say is it is one of the branch of not branch, I can say probably it is one specific field wherein you learn a lot of things. It is an interdisciplinary field that uses, say, scientific methods, it uses processes, it uses machine learning algorithms and also systems to extract knowledge and gain insights from many structural and unstructured data. All right, that is what it does. It is related to machine learning, it is related to, say, data mining, it is related to big data and all of it, right? If you see here specifically, we have got something to do with maths and statistics. Apart from that, we have got, say, computer science, that means it involves software development or coding, and then it also involves, say, domain knowledge or the business knowledge which is required. All right, so the union of all of these three things is what we get as data science. So basically it forms the insights of the data, and the data can be structured or non-structured. All right, that is how it is going to be. Okay, so let's move on with the next slide in understanding the different terminologies. So what exactly is, say, artificial intelligence, what is machine learning, what is data science. All right, so if you want to see what exactly are the difference from here, so first of all, you have got, say, a bigger diagram here. If you see here clearly, we have got one bigger diagram, or I could say one bigger circle, which actually is the fundamental thing about artificial intelligence, and inside it we have got a subset of machine learning here. All right, so I can say that machine learning is a small subset inside artificial intelligence. So now what is artificial intelligence? We will have to understand what is artificial intelligence also. So in simple terms, what I can say is artificial intelligence, or sometimes it is also called as machine intelligence, it is one specific type of branch which is demonstrated by machines. It is specific type of branch which is actually demonstrated by machines. All right. Okay, can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Yes, Lalita, I'm good. Thank you for asking. Can you guys hear me? Just a quick confirmation from you. Can you guys hear me? I think so. There might have been a slight glitch. Can you get a quick yes? Okay, thank you. So as I was speaking about artificial intelligence here, all right. So Deepak Rana, yes, please check. Please refresh the page. I think so now I am able to hear you. All right. So as I was telling you about artificial intelligence and machine learning, so basically artificial intelligence is one type of branch which is actually taking into consideration the intelligence which is displayed by probably, you know, the machines. All right. So it tries to mimic the human behavior and it tries to enact upon whatever the humans do. All right, so it is somewhat very much similar to creation of humanoid robotics. All right, so one of the best application which I can think about right now related to artificial intelligence is of Sophia robot, wherein the robot tries to mimic the human behavior and tries to do whatever a human does. All right, so that is what is artificial intelligence. In machine learning, we have got a lot of algorithms which uses some statistical methods to come up with one particular thing. All right, and inside that we have got another subset called as neural networks. So it is the subset of machine learning which actually helps us in delivering the whole concept of artificial intelligence. All right, if you see here again, data science comes into this particular side, wherein it is an amalgamation, it is the union of AI, ML and neural networks. All right, so it does that particular thing wherein it specifically takes some statistical concepts, it applies some machine learning model and creates one specific model on top of it. All right, that is what is the trending differences which I felt was very important for you all to understand. All right, so now in machine learning, what exactly happens? So we will be working on one specific machine learning. Now the whole point is, if you want to start with one machine learning model, you would need something called as data. All right, without data nothing will work. All right, so there's no machine learning without data. All right, so when we have this input data coming in, what's going to happen is this particular input data is actually fed to a machine learning algorithm, and what it does is that particular data will actually create something called as model. Now how does it create a model? For that we would need something called as training data. Once the training data is given to the machine, it gets trained with whatever it is there. All right, it's get trained with whatever it is there, and after that particular it is trained, you actually get something called as a model. Once you get a model, you will actually pass it through, say, machine learning algorithm, and it will be ready for prediction. It will be ready for prediction. All right, so once it is ready for prediction, you can probably evaluate with whatever you are doing. Okay, that is how the machine learning concepts works. Okay, so once again, to just let you know, you have got training data coming in, you train the machine with that particular data, and you create a model. Once you create the model, it is passed through the machine learning algorithm, and it is ready for prediction. All right, so once the prediction is done, you can probably evaluate with the help of, say, accuracy, and if you are using, say, classification algorithm, you can probably evaluate with confusion matrix and all of it things. All right, fine. So now the whole aim of this particular webinar is two specific things. The first thing is you will have to collect the data, and the second thing is train the model, and then afterwards you should deploy and host that particular model. All right, what do you mean by deployment? That means you create one specific output, or you create one product out of it. That is what is the understanding of deployment. All right, so we will actually deploy it on one specific site, Heroku site. We will deploy it. All right, and we will see how that particular thing works. Okay, so let's begin with Streamlit. As I had told you, Streamlit is the fastest way to build data apps. So basically, Streamlit is open source app framework, which is the most easiest way for data scientists and machine learning engineers to create beautiful apps in only few hours. All right, so it is completely free. Since it is a Python library, it is completely free. You'll have to just install it and then probably start creating your data apps with that. All right, so how do you actually create data app? For that, you would need one specific library also called as NGrok. Now what is this NGrok? NGrok is a Python wrapper for NGrok. NGrok is one specific server. All right, so one specific server for, you know, understanding of tunneling. Basically what happens is we will be using one Google Colab as our say IDE for Python, and inside that what happens is whenever you are creating something locally, right, you will get one specific IP address, but then local IP address can't be opened on Google Colab because due to the lack of, you know, services which it can't provide. That's why we would need one tunneling service, and NGrok server is actually one tunneling service which will actually give us a tunnel for, you know, local host webhook development. All right, and that is what we will see right now. All right, so if you want to stream, if you want to run Streamlit from Colab, this is what you will have to do. So probably you will have to write the code on Google Colab. Once you write the code on Google Colab, you will have to run the code in the background by writing, say, Streamlit run app, and then after that particular thing is done, you will have to call for NGrok, and NGrok will give its own public URL. All right, that is how it will work. So let's see how it works with the help of NGrok. And the few of the methods which we'll be using in Streamlit, as I've specified here, we have got something called as st title, Streamlit title, then we have got Streamlit subheader, then we have got Streamlit write, then we have got Streamlit sidebar, slider, and all of it. There are a lot of methods, but then we will be focusing on quite a few here. So let's begin with our first Streamlit web app. All right, let's see whether we can do it or not. So I will go to my Google. Let me open my new window here. Okay, let me open my Google Colab here. So I have got this particular thing. Let's get hands-on with this now. So first thing what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to type in Google. Okay, once you go to google.com, you will have to just give me a second. I'll just change this particular thing. All right, once you have got Google, please type in Google Colab. We will be using Google Colab notebook here. The link for Google Colab will be given to you in the description. Okay, the link for Google Colab will be given to you in the description. Please open Google Colab here. Please open Google Colab. All right, this is how it gives. Google Colab link will be given to you in the description. So All right, so people who have joined us, please subscribe to our channel as well. The Google Colab link is given to you in the description. All right, I hope you are getting this particular link. Can I get a quick yes if you are getting this Google Colab link? Can I get a quick yes if you are getting this Google Colab link? All right, I've sent you the Google Colab link. There you go. Please open this. This is what you should get right now. So Google Colab is the Python IDE, online Python IDE, which we will be using. Okay. So with the help of this particular thing, we will actually create our Streamlit app. All right. So the reason why I use Google Colab is that I can very easily, create, say the I can very easily create the Python application without even installing locally into my system. All right. So once again, please support our work of webinars by subscribing to our channel. That would be really helpful for us, and it will give us the inspiration to create more and more webinars for you guys. All right. Thank you. Having said that, I will create a new notebook here. Let me just click on new notebook here and just wait for some time. It will actually open up the notebook. All right, there you go. So the notebook is opened up right now, and what we will do is, first of all, I will give here the name. Let me write in here, say basics of Streamlit. Okay, this is what I will write here. The name, whatever I want to write, basics of Streamlit is what I will write. Okay. So I would consider that everyone has got something till here, and let me begin with the understanding of Streamlit. Okay, so as I had told you, we would be needing two libraries here to work on this particular thing. Please click on connect here with whatever you have. This is my Google Colab window, and I can probably write here the print or the Python code, whatever I want. I'll just write here, say specific Python code. Let me write here, say print of open, and then I will write here, say hello space world. All right, and then let me run this, and I get the output, guys. Here, see, just a simple understanding. This is Python interactive notebook. All right, so when I write hash, it actually means comments. All right, so to run the cell, let me just write here, to run the specific cell, press shift plus enter. All right, this is what you will have to press, and then you will actually get the output. Okay, so this is what you get here, and let's begin with our Streamlit app now. So basically, as I told you, for Streamlit you would need to install two libraries. All right, the first library which you need to install is called as Streamlit itself, and the second library which we would need is the NGrok library. NGrok wrapper for Python is what we would need. All right, so first of all, we will see how to create, say, simple specific things, whatever we need. Okay, simple, this one, whatever we need, we will see. And in our Colab instance, we need to install the necessary packages. So let me install the first package by writing here not. So when I write here not, it actually goes to the command prompt. All right, so in my Python shell, I am actually going to my command prompt. Okay, that is what it means. And then I will write here, say pip. Pip is the normal application manager, and then I will write, say install. All right, so please type in here pip install, and then I will write here, say Streamlit. Okay, this is the first thing which I want. Press enter, and I want the second thing here, pip, okay, install. All right, and then I will have to write py NGrok. Okay, so this is, let me write here in comments, to install your Streamlit library. All right, next thing is to install the tunneling library for opening the web app. Okay, I've written here in simple comments also. All right, after I do this particular thing, right, let me just press shift enter here. Let me just press shift enter, and the moment I press shift enter, it will actually give me this specific thing of requirement collecting Streamlit, requirement already satisfied, requirement already satisfied. This is what we get here. All right, so you will get here something like this, and if you get here warning something like this, see here you are getting say warning upgrading Python IPY kernel tornado and all of it. You must say restart the runtime in order to use newly imported version. Just ignore that particular thing, because when we write in here say import Streamlit, all right, when we write here import Streamlit and run it, probably, okay, wait, what is this? Okay, you are not getting this particular thing. All right, so what we will do is if you are getting this particular error here, you'll just have to go to runtime and click on restart runtime. All right, just click on restart runtime here and it should be fine. Just restart your runtime and let it get initialized, download this specific thing. All right, rerun this cell, and now I think so it should be fine, working fine. All right, so once it is rerun, right, just scroll down and you will be seeing that everything is working properly. And afterwards, if you write in here say Streamlit, import Streamlit, and then run this particularly, you will actually get the output. All right, so there should not be any issue. So I will be importing say Streamlit as let me start writing the code now. I will be importing the specifics of Streamlit. Let me import Streamlit as say st. Okay, this is what I do, and after I do that, I will give here, sorry, I should write here st, 1 second. Okay, and afterwards I will write here say st.title. So the first method which I'll be using is called as st.title. So let me write in here say title as awesome Streamlit for data science project. Okay, this is what I write, and then I'll write say by Diazonic Labs. So I'm just giving the title here as this specific thing, and after this is done, right, I will write in here say st.subheader. All right, I will type in here st.subheader, and here I will specify say whatever I want. Like probably I want to give say my channel name here, so I will write here say https, the http secure protocol, and then I will write say www dot say youtube.com, okay, slash Diazonic Labs. Okay, let me just type in here this particular thing, and afterwards I will write say one more method called as st.write. Okay, now the whole point of writing this specifically is for determining how exactly it looks like on the website. So I will write in here say subscribe to our channel for more updates. All right, so let me just write in here for more updates on our upcoming webinars. Okay, so let me just write in here, these are the three things which I will write. Now the whole point is, I know when I write this particular thing, it will be written and all of it, but then apart from this, I will be using one specific thing here in the beginning. All right, one specific thing here in the beginning. So I will write here say percentage, and then I will write here say write file. Okay, now what is this write file? So basically write file actually tells you that you are actually storing this particular thing. See, whatever we are working with right now, it is IPYNB. All right, but then when you write your percentage, these are called as the magic commands, which actually helps you to write your file and save it here in this particular file section, right? It will be saved. Whatever you are running this particular thing, app.py will be actually saved here in the form of say app.py. all right, .py format, it will be saved here. Okay, that also you can do it. So these 4 lines it will be taking into consideration and it will be saved here. All right, let me just show you how it will be. So let me just run here, and the moment I run, it tells me, see here, writing app.py, that is what it tells. And then if you click on this file section, right, so you should get here app.py. Okay, that is what you get here. So why did I do this something like this? I did it because I want to actually run my code, my app.py. Okay, I want to run it through the command line. All right, I want to run it through the command line because Streamlit actually works only on the command line interface. All right, so that is why I've written here app.py. all right, just a quick hack for you guys. So after this is done, now how do we actually start it? So I will have to write in here, say, let me call for from NGrok. Okay, let me import NGrok server here. Okay, let me call for this particular library here, and then afterwards I know that it is already imported, so I will type in here, say, public underscore URL. What am I typing? Public underscore URL, and then I will type in here, say, NGrok dot connect. This is the method which I'll be using, and then the port number which I will give here, by default I will give here as 8501. Okay, this is the port number which I'll be using of NGrok, and after this is done I will type in, say, public underscore URL. Okay, that means I want to print what is the URL here. So once this particular thing is done, right, you will actually get a URL link here. All right, so you'll have to just type in here and you will actually get the link of URL. So probably let's run this and wait for some time. You will be seeing here the URL which will be turning on. All right, so if you just scroll down here, let me just bring it over to the right hand side, and you will be seeing here URLs. Can you see here? All of these are the URLs of NGrok. Okay, but don't open it right now because we have not actually run the Streamlit application. All right, so to run the Streamlit application, you will have to go back to the command prompt, write in here, say, Streamlit. All right, and then you will have to write, say, run app.py. Okay, because I've saved it as app, I will write in here, say, app.py, and afterwards I will have to specify here and greater than. Okay, and then probably I should write, say, /dev/null. Okay, what is this command? So basically with the help of this command, what will happen is, let me write here in comments, running an app, okay, with the name app.py. Wait, let me write here, running an app in the background. Okay, that is what it means. You are running it in the background, running a stream lit app in the background with the name app.py. Okay, that is what you're doing. So let me run this, and when I run this, right, okay, it is moving on with this. So now I can open my URL. Okay, let me open my URL here, and here actually it will show me my first web app. Can you see here? Let me just open this, and you will actually see the URL, or probably your app running. Okay, this is how the Streamlit app looks like. So I've got here app.streamlit, and I've got here, see here, the heading whatever we have given. Let's just quickly have a look of what exactly is happening here. So first of all, I have written here, say, Streamlit as ST, right, and afterwards I have written here title. So this one is the title of that particular thing. All right, this is the title, and the second thing what we have here written is the subheader. All right, so I have written here subheader in this particular form, and if I write here HTTPS, if I click on this, I will get my Diazonic Labs page open. All right, so I will probably get this particular thing also open, and once again I would tell you to please consider subscribing to our channel if you have not done it yet. All right, so this is the second thing which I have written, and then the third thing what I have here is st.write. So you can probably understand the difference of the header. So basically this is the title, it comes really big, and afterwards I have got, say, subheader, I have got, say, in this smaller thing, and then afterwards I have got, say, write, correct, st.write, and I'm getting that in very small, this one. Okay, this is how it looks, the Streamlit app, and congratulations for creating the first Streamlit app. Okay, so if you go on the right hand side here you will get, say, rerun, and then probably you have got record a screencast. You can probably record a screencast here, you can clear the cache, you can go through the documentations and all of it. All right, so this is the URL which you get. All right, this is the URL which you get here down. Okay, that is the simple code, guys, of creating a Streamlit app. We have still not gone into data science. Now our main aim will be to make sure that we go to our data science, create a data science machine learning model. All right, and afterwards say probably create a Streamlit app for that. Okay, that will be the major aim for us. All right, so Farhan Sayed says, can you scroll it up? Yes, this is the first thing. Probably if you start writing from here, you will get it. This is very important. All right, this percentage write file is very important. Let me write here, it saves the file, okay, in app in .py format. All right, that is what it does. Okay, I hope this is clear with whatever we have. So if you have any doubts guys still here, please ask me, or else I will move on to the next one. So the whole thing is, see, this 4 lines is what we write for Streamlit, okay, and afterwards we are using a tunneling site, right, tunneling server. Let me just write here, say tunneling server to get public IP, all right, to get public IP address or public URL. Let me just write in here, say public URL. Okay, this is very important, and I'm using this particular port here. 8501 is what I'm using as the public URL here, and afterwards if I scroll down, I'm just running here. If you see here, this one should be running, all right, this particular thing should be running. Yes, Deepak Rana, you can please ask me the doubt and I will be happy to help you out. What's your doubt? Okay, so I couldn't see any doubt coming up till now. All right, so okay, so 8501 is, what is this port? So basically this is the port number of online TCP UDP connection. So basically if you want to use the NGrok server, this is actually working on transmission control protocol, all right, which is again one of the main protocol in TCP IP networks. Okay, so that particular thing works on port number 8501. So that is why we have given here 8501 as the port number for this, all right. So by default that is the port, and we will have to specify stick on to that particular port itself. Okay, I hope that clears, Ashutosh. Okay, so Deepak, if you have any specific things related to the technical thing, you can probably ask me. I'm not gonna answer regarding certificates. If you are here only for certificates, then probably you should just leave the session. All right, so let's move on. I will just stop doing this, and if there are no technical doubts, then probably I will move on. All right, so I hope everyone has got this. Now the whole point what I want to tell you is, okay, what is this? What is the code for NGrok? Yes, this is the code for NGrok, Farhan. So you'll have to import NGrok here. Just import this particular library from NGrok, but before doing that you'll have to probably install NGrok. All right, pip install py NGrok. This is the Python wrapper for NGrok server. All right, this is what we have here, and after that particular thing is done, you'll have to install that library, scroll down and write the Streamlit application, and then I am importing the NGrok server, NGrok library, and I'm connecting it to this particular port. All right, so here this one gives me the public URL. All right, this particular thing gives me the public URL which I want on that particular port, and after that is done, I will have to run the Streamlit app. All right, so now what this particular does is that it will actually run in the background. All right, so you are running the Streamlit application in the background, and then the name of your Streamlit application is app.py. Probably if you change it to something else, you will have to write Streamlit, say app1.py, app2.py, or whatever it is there. All right, so you can probably use that. What is the purpose of this? As I told you, it runs in the background. We want it to run in the background. Okay, that is why we will write it here. All right, so let's move on. Apart from this, now we will actually move on to the machine learning concept. Let me just write in here, say building. First let us build a simple machine learning model. Okay, machine learning model is what we will build right now. Now before I could go there, if I go back to this, all right, I get here connection error because the tunnel of this particular thing is not found. That is what it says. That means it stops working. All right, whatever you have done here, if this particular thing is stopped, right, your app will also stop working. Okay, so for now it is stopped, let it be. Let me just close this and scroll down, and let me start creating my machine learning model. Okay, so now for creating my machine learning model, I'll just go back to my PPT. I will be using the simplest data set called as iris flower data set, which you might have probably, if you are someone who has actually created any machine learning applications, you must have heard about iris flower data set. All right, so when you have got this iris flower data set, we will be actually checking out whether that particular data, whether the new data, whatever it is there, it is belonging to say one of these three categories. All right, these are the three categories which we have. We have got say versicolor, we have got setosa, and we have got virginica. All right, so I've just put here a small link of Wikipedia for iris flower data set. If I go back to say, let me just type in here iris flower data set. Let us understand a little bit more about this. Iris flower data set is what I will write. All right, So when I write here iris flower dataset, let me go to Wikipedia page, and what are the requirements? There are no requirements. Just type in pip install NGrok. Okay, NGrok. I think so. Your spelling is wrong, Kanishk. So please type in NGrok properly here. Let me just scroll up and show you once again NGrok. This is what you'll have to do, NGrok. Okay, it's not ROCK, it is just NGrok. So we need this particular NGrok because Streamlit, whenever you run Streamlit, it will give you the local URL, and since you are working on say Google Colab, okay, local URL won't work here. That is why we will use the tunneling site called as NGrok. This tunneling site will actually give us public URL. I hope this is clear, Shreyans. Basically we need a URL to open our web app, correct? Now that particular URL, with only Streamlit, it gives us the local URL, local as in it is limited only to our network, all right? But then since we are using Google Colab is something global, all right? So if you are using something on the global, this one, then the local URL won't fit, it will not work for you, all right? It will give you an error, it will not open. That is why we are using one tunneling library. What do you mean by tunneling library? That particular private URL, whatever you have, local URL, it will not be taken, it will be directed towards one specific public URL. Okay, when you have public URL, you can easily open. That is why we use NGrok. I hope that is clear, Shreyans as well as Kanishk. Okay, so once you have imported NGrok, then probably you can just import NGrok from NGrok and then connect with this specific port. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, Ashutosh, you will have to probably check the code. You might have missed somewhere one specific thing. Okay, please check the code and please pay attention to what I am saying. All right, so let's move on. In the iris flower dataset, if you have this particular dataset, is actually a multivariate dataset. What do you mean by multivariate? That means more than one species is what we have here. Okay, and it was introduced by British statistician, that is what it says. And what does it contain? Let us read this much so that we can understand what exactly is this. So basically it contains 50 samples from each of the 3 species. So what are the 3 species what we have here? We have got say iris setosa, we have got iris virginica, and we have got iris versicolor. All right, so these 3 things whatever we have, for every 3 species we have got say 4 features. What are the 4 features? Now we have got say length and width of sepals, and then we have got say length and width of sepals and length and width of petals, and all are in centimeters. All right, so based on the combination of these 4 features, this particular person, the British statistician, he actually developed a linear discriminant model. All right, so how we can differentiate from one species with another species? So let me just scroll down here and I will probably show you the data set. This is how the data set looks like. Let us understand once again what exactly is this and how we can create a machine learning model with this. All right, so we have got 3 species, as I told you. We have got setosa, we have got versicolor, and we have got virginica. All right, this is the 3 things which we have got. Now based on this 4 important features, or we can call them as say inputs. All right, so based on these 4 important features of sepal length, sepal width, petal length, and petal width, these are the 4 features or 4 outputs. With the help of this particular thing, we are actually checking out whether it is belonging to say setosa, or it is belonging to say virginica, or it is belonging to say versicolor. All right, are you understanding this, guys? Based on the inputs. So now once again, what are my inputs? Sepal length, sepal width, petal length, petal width. These are the inputs which I will be giving to my machine learning algorithm. Along with this, I will say that it is which output is it, what species does it belong to. All right, I will first of all recreate this data set into my Google Colab. How do I recreate it? Let me scroll down. Okay, and let me type in here say code, and first of all I would need to import the data set. Let me write say from sklearn. Okay, let me import the data sets. Okay, this is what I do. Okay, so this is what I write here. I will import my data sets, as simple as this, guys. Please do it along with me. So I would suggest you to do something like this. Probably if you have got your mobile phone and you are working on your laptop, you see the video from your mobile phone and you can probably check out whatever I am doing. You can do it on your laptop as well. All right, that is the first thing. Or else if you are only using laptop, you can probably split your screens. Now to split the screens, there is a shortcut. You will have to type in, say, start and left click if you want one specific screen. See, on the left hand side I am getting this. Okay, if you want this particular thing on the right hand side, I will press start and then the right hand side. Okay, so I can probably split the screen like this. Whatever I am doing, you can actually see on one video here, and on the other side you can actually work on it. All right, you can do this also. So for splitting the screen, let me write it. I know many people will ask me again, so let me write here, say, splitting the screen. If you want to split the screen, you will have to press, say, Windows button plus right. Okay, just type in here Windows button plus right. All right, this is what you will have to type in. Okay, probably you can do that. And now if you want left side, Windows button plus left side. Okay, you can do that as well. All right, so I have imported my data set here. Sorry, I have taken the library, and let me import the data set. So let me type in here iris as the variable. Okay, iris is equal to, from the data set, so I am writing here, say, data sets dot load underscore iris. Now what is this load underscore iris? I am actually loading the data set directly from one specific library. All right, so you can just write here load underscore iris and you will be able to actually import it. All right, and now after this is done, you will have to give in which is your input. Let's give, say, x for inputs, and let me write here, say, y for outputs. Okay, so what is sklearn? Good question. So basically sklearn is a Python ML library written in Python. All right, so it is a machine learning library. It contains all the machine learning algorithms, whatever it has. Okay, so let me type in here, sklearn contains lots of, say, data sets. Let me type in here data sets and ML algorithms. Okay, so we will be using one of the algorithms from this particular thing itself. All right, so I have written here. I hope that is clear. And I will write in here, say, x for input and y for output. So now how do I take x? I will have to write here, say, x is equal to iris dot data. Okay, iris dot data, this is actually considered to be my input values. Fine, and then y is equal to, let me write here, say, iris dot target, and this will be my actually output values. All right, so let me run the code here. So input I have taken, output I have taken. You can just write it as it is, whatever I am writing, and let's probably move on. So the next step is, create a complete data frame. All right, complete data frame from the above data set. So now what is a data frame? Basically a data frame is actually Python, or we can probably call it as pandas object. Okay, and it will actually have, say, rows versus columns. All right, so let me type in here rows versus columns, and let's see how we can actually create this particular thing. All right, so I will write in here, say, import. First I will have to import pandas library here, otherwise it will not probably work. So let me import pandas as pd. So importing pandas, why do we import pandas? We need this library to create a data frame. All right, so let's create a data frame. So to create a data frame, first of all I will write in here, say, let me probably write, say, one specific thing called as column. Okay, let me write here column is equal to, I will create here one dictionary. Let me call it as, say, sepal, okay, space length. All right, let me type in here, say, sepal space length, and this one I will be giving it to, say, iris dot data of the zeroth one. Okay, whatever is belonging to 0 I will give here, and moreover like this I will have to write for all the 4 input columns because the data set doesn't come with the column names. So let me type in here comma paste comma paste. All right, now sepal length is there, and then the sepal width should be given second. Okay, next what we have is petal length. Let me type in here say petal length, and then finally we have to give here say petal width. All right, petal width, this is what I will type in here, and I will change this particular thing to 0 1 and then 2, and then I will have to type in here 3. Okay, this is what I write the column here. And now to create a data frame I will have to type in say df is my new variable. Let me type in say pd dot data frame here, and then I will have to type in here say iris dot data, or probably I can write x also. Okay, let me type in x here, x comma, let me type in here say columns is equal to col. Okay, once this is done you can probably declare, or you can probably check whether your data frame is created or not, and you will be seeing that your data frame is actually created. All right, so I'm giving your parameter called as columns. If you don't specify this column, all right, if you don't specify this, what's going to happen you can probably see. Let me just run this and I will get the output without the column names. So if you want to give the column names, then you will have to write in this particular thing like this. All right, so I have given here the column names, and there you go. Okay, I am actually getting the output for this. I am given the column names and I am actually getting the output for this. Okay, this is how I get it. Now my data frame is not complete. See here I have got sepal length, sepal width, petal length, petal width. Okay, just like how I have got here, but then what is missing? I have got this particular species to be missing. All right, I want it to be named as species and all the values should be coming. Okay, so how do I get those species value? So I will have to type in here a new column. Let me call it as say df of species, and then let me equate it with say iris dot target, and then let me run this. When I write here say df, now the whole new thing will come. If you see here sepal length, sepal width, petal width, everything the exact replication of what we had in the Wikipedia, you will get it. If you see here 5.1 3.5 1.4.2, the same thing 5.1 3.5 1.4.2, this is what we have here. But then the species we have got it in the name here string name, but then what we have got here is in the form of numbers. All right, so you will have to probably consider this particular thing. Okay, this is just for your reference. If it is 0, then you will have to consider that it is setosa. Okay, and then if it is 1, then you will have to consider it to be say versicolor, and then if it is say 2, then you will have to probably consider it to be virginica. Okay, this one you will have to consider it all by yourself. All right, so we have got the data frame here, and now let's move on. Once we have got our data frame, let's move on and probably create our say machine learning algorithm. All right, so let me scroll down here, and before creating again our algorithm, I just want to keep this particular thing here. Probably if I write here say df, let me just write in here say df dot max. That means it actually prints all the maximum value. Say sepal length, what is the maximum value? Petal width, what is the maximum value? Maximum value of all the columns. Let me just write here maximum value of all the column. Okay, that is what it will print. Now why am I writing this particular thing like this? You will understand it when we are creating our Streamlit app. All right, we will check when we are doing this Streamlit app. Similarly, how do you do it for minimum? df.min, and then let me just type in here say minimum value, okay, of all the column. This one we would need whenever we are actually creating say Streamlit app. Okay, so I hope till here it is clear. If you have any doubts guys, you can probably ask me. If you don't have any doubts, please type in done so that I can move on. If you have understood till here, please type in done. I will give you some time. Please type in done. If you are done with this, please type in done. I want you guys to type in done so that I can move on. All right. I couldn't see anyone answering. 1 second. Let me just check. Okay. What is this? So nice. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Very informative session. Thank you. Pandas is a library for data analysis. All right. Will the recording be available? Yes, the recording will be available. We are not doing it on Jupyter. We are actually doing it on Google Colab. All right. So Thangamani, if you are interested in feedback link, you can probably leave the session. Okay, we'll not send anyways right now. Farhan, what are you getting? Syntax error? Please check the code is what I would say. Please check the code, whatever you have written. I think so you might have messed it up somewhere. Please check the code. Only then you will get it properly. Anyways, I will be sending you the link of this particular drive at the end of the session. Okay, so I will be posting it on the Telegram group, so please do join our Telegram group. If you want the notes for this, I will be probably sharing you the link of this particular IPYNB file. So please do join our Telegram group for the notes. All right, this link will be shared on our Telegram group. Please do join in. If you have joined in, that's great. But for other people who want the note of this particular IPYNB, please do join it. All right, saying that petal length is invalid syntax. Okay, you will have to check properly whether you have written it properly or not. Please check it, Farhan. Please check it. Maybe somewhere you might have made mistakes. Okay, please check in. Whatever we write, petal length and petal width, right? It should be in a string, because we are actually declaring a name here, one specific name. It is not a variable. All right, it is a name. It should be in a string. Single quote should be there. Please check in with this particular thing. All right. So let's move on. After this is done, we will have to, as I told you, build a machine learning model. All right, so building a machine ML model. All right, so I will be using one algorithm, ML algorithm, called as algorithm. Okay, I will be using something called as KNN. So with the help of KNN, we will actually write the code. All right, so let me start. Okay, Telegram group link will be sent to you. All right, just give me a moment. I will send you the Telegram group link in the WhatsApp, sorry, in the live chat. So just give me a moment. Telegram group will be, a link will be sent to you guys. Okay, so let's move on. Until then, so I will write in here, say from sklearn dot neighbors. Okay, and then I will have to import, say, k neighbors classifier. Okay, this is the algorithm which I will be using, k neighbors classifier. And after, yes, Telegram link will be sent. Just give me a moment. Let me complete this. Model is equal to, let me call for k neighbors classifier. All right, and then let me open this particular thing. Here I will give n neighbors. By default it will be, say, somewhere around 7 or something. I will just give it as 5. Okay, and then next thing is I will have to do model fitting. So now this is the place where we actually train our model. So I will write here, say, model dot fit. Let me type in here model dot fit, and then I will have to type in here, say, x comma y, whatever the x values and y values we have, I will have to type in here. And after this is done, let me just type in, say, prediction. Okay, prediction is equal to, then I can probably build here a model by writing model dot predict. All right, and then I will have to give in here few values. All right, so let me give some random values here. I will take it from here. Say for Setosa it is 4.4, 2.9, and this specific thing, right? So let me go back here and let me paste it. I will have to make sure that I paste it in 2 different variants. Okay, it should be in double this one, otherwise you will get an error. So let me give here the values by separated by commas. All right, and this prediction, right, prediction, whatever I have, this is the predictor variable. It should actually give me the output of it should actually give me the output of Setosa. All right, so let me run this. And okay, predict spelling is wrong here, so let me just type in here properly, predict. So the output whatever I'm getting here is array of 0. Now what is this array of 0? We don't understand what is array of 0, right? I had told you that is why to keep remember this specific thing. So if you write here, if you get here 0, that means it is Setosa. If you get here 1, that means it is versicolor. If you get here 2, that means it is Virginica. Correct? This is what I had told you. Now if you don't want 0, say you want that particular thing only, then we can probably take this particular thing as a reference. We will create a dictionary. All right, we will pass it through a dictionary. Let me just specify here. So if it is 0 by any chance, if say it is 0, let me just type in here, say d is equal to, let me create a dictionary here. If it is say 0, then it is setosa. All right, let me write it here. If it is say 1, let me write it say versicolor. All right, and then let me, when it is 2, let me write it say virginica. All right, this is what I write here. And after this is done, let me just type in say d, run it. Okay, so when I run here, I will actually get one dictionary d of setosa, versicolor and virginica. Now I will have to pass in through the dictionary's keys. Okay, so I will write here say probably d of prediction, d of prediction. Since this particular thing is in double dimensional array, I will have to probably write here say of 0. All right, and then now let me predict the output. Now you will get the output as setosa. All right, this is how you get it. Okay, so let us check for one more value here, model.predict. Let me check for say 4.6, 3.6, 1.0. Okay, this is setosa itself. I will probably check for virginica. Okay, let me copy one of this particular thing here and let me paste it here. Okay, so comma, then comma again, and then okay, these are not my own values, these are the values which are actually given to me from the data set itself. So I've got here say 2, and then let me just run it. So I get the output as virginica. All right, wasn't this a virginica? It is virginica, and you are getting the same output here. All right, so this is how we actually build our machine learning model. All right, so Kriti, Mida, we are not talking about overfitting here. I don't want to go into deep of machine learning since our major problem is not actually related to machine learning. I just wanted to build a simple model. Okay, if you feel that it is overfitting, then probably you'll have to do here something called as hyperparameter tuning, wherein you know the overfitting reduces and it is normally this one. But I think so the n neighbors 5 by default it is there. Okay, so I've given here the default characteristics. So I don't think so it will overfit right now. But in case if you feel that it is overfitting, then probably you might fine tune the parameter link as well. All right, fine tune the parameters which are required and then probably work on it to get the best fitted model. But then my main aim here is to just create a simple machine learning model and deploy it on Streamlit. All right, so that is why I would probably not be moving on with the deeper network of machine learning. I hope that helps. All right, so let's move on now. Now we have generated our machine learning model. We know how to generate our machine learning model. Everything is done. But then how do we create a Streamlit app of this particular thing? All right, so let me write here probably creating a Streamlit app of the iris flower. Okay, so how do we do that? That is what we will now actually deal with. All right, so let's start writing the code. So the code will be somewhat similar to the starting of this, so that is why I will actually take this thing. Okay, wait, what I'll do is I will copy this 1 2 3 and then the fourth one. Okay, because I would need this, the same thing, copy it, then control C and then paste it probably here. All right, there you go, I have pasted it here. Now the reason for copying and pasting this is because I will be using the similar format. All right, I will be using the similar format, that is why I am doing this particular thing. Okay, now so I will change this particular name of write file. So probably I will give here say iris dash app. Okay, I will write here iris dash app. Okay, as my app.py file. And after I do this particular thing here, I will make a few changes. All right, because I don't want it to be so simple, I want it to probably include all of this, right? So I will be writing it in a little bit different manner here. So let me start writing the code here. First of all, I will write it in a very general statement. That means sorry, let me write it with whatever apps or whatever libraries I need. So I need Streamlit obviously, but before even Streamlit I would need pandas library, although I've imported it before, but then I want it to be inside my app because I will be writing this file, right, if you remember, and this will be in one single cell. all right, because I am writing this particular thing. I will be writing it as app.py, okay, which we will be doing it later. So I have imported pandas library here. Along with pandas, we would also need, say, sklearn. Let me just go up and copy the same thing. So I would need this sklearn from neighbors. Let me put it here, all right. And then I would also need for downloading my data set. So let me go up here and take the data set library from sklearn. Okay, let me, okay, so these are the 4 libraries which we have used. And now after we have used that particular libraries, let me scroll down and I will first define a function. Okay, let me define the function by writing def, and then probably I will write, say, user underscore input. Let me type in here user underscore input. Okay, and the functions will be actually defined here inside this particular thing. So this title, subtitle, and right, we will keep it, we will remove this, okay, because we will be using whenever we require it. For now it's not required. And then inside this, all right, so I will give here, say, I want sliders right now. What do I need? I want, say, sliders. So I will write here, say, st.sidebar. Okay, so basically sliders are actually helpful for, rotating or moving around with, what is a slider, right? I think so you understand. If I just press in here, say, speaker, all right, can you see the slider, right? So I will also specify here the slider values, all right. So the slider as in the sepal length, sepal width, petal length, petal width value. Okay, this is what I will be creating in my web app so that I can move around with my slider here. Okay, this is what I'll do. So let me type in here, say, slider, and then I will type in here, say, for the first one, sepal space length. All right, this will be the heading of this particular thing. And after I write comma here, right, I will have to specify 3 important things. Now the first important thing is minimum value. Okay, what is the minimum value? We will have to check. What is the maximum value? We will have to check. And also in the last one, we will have to specify what should be the value which you want it, initial value. All right, let me just write here, say, initial. Okay, this is again for your understanding. We will have to write in here, say, specific set of this one. So let me just type in here in commas. So first you will have to specify minimum value. What is the minimum value? If you remember, I had told you in this particular thing we would need minimum value of sepal length. It is 4.3. all right, so let me specify here, say, 4.3. the same thing, 4.3 is my minimum value. Okay, what is the maximum value here? So let me go up. Maximum value of sepal length is 7.9, so I will write here, say, 7.9. okay, there you go. And then initial value, that means when you are running the app, where it should be actually. All right, so when you are running the app, where it should be actually for that particular thing, say, I will write some in between value. Let me write here, say, 5.4. okay, this is what I write for one slide bar. I will have to do the same thing for the 4. I need 4 slide bars, right? Let me copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste. Now it is not sepal length again, so it will be sepal width. All right, and then I will write here, say, petal length, petal length, and then I would need, say, petal width. Right, let me write here, say, petal width. Okay, I hope this is clear. Now putting all the values here, again going up and checking 2 and 4.4, right? So for sepal width it is 2 and 4.4. So let me type in here, say, 2, and then the next thing is 4.4. So this is the minimum to maximum. So I will put it somewhere in between. Let me put it, say, 3.4. Now for petal length and petal width, what is it? So petal length we have got 1 and 6.9. So let me write here the same thing, 1 and 6.9. all right, so 1 and then 6.9. all right, and in between whatever you want, so probably I will give in here, say, 1.4. okay, somewhere. And then petal width, what is the last one? Petal width is 0.1 and then 2.5. all right, so let me type in here 0.1 and 2.5. okay, and in between this I will probably write here, say, 0.2. fine, this is what I write and keep. If you want, you can write any other thing, it doesn't actually matter. Now I will store this particular thing in one variable. all right, let me call it as, say, sepal underscore one second, sepal underscore length, all right, is equal to, and then afterwards, yes, Vaibhav, please join the Telegram group to get that particular thing. All right, so once it is done, we will be sharing it on the Telegram group. Please join the Telegram group if you want the link for this particular file. All right, sepal width is given here, and then petal underscore length, okay, length, okay, and then finally we have got, say, petal, one second, petal underscore width. Okay, this is what we have. So I've specified here 4 different things of whatever I want. Now I will have to create my data, right? So how do I create my data here? Now I don't want the data to be generated directly from the what do you say, the data set, whatever it is there. Let it create from this specific thing. All right, so I will write in here, say, data is equal to, and then I will probably call this particular thing as, you know, sepal length. Let me type in here and paste once again, Control C, okay, and then here in my this particular thing I will write a dictionary. Okay, this is what it is specific to. Then the second thing I would need, say, sepal width. All right, copy it and paste it here in this particular time. Okay, there you go, the second one. And then the third one I would need for petal length, Control C, and afterwards I will type in here, say, petal width, Control C. Okay, there you go. So this is what we have here, and after this particular thing is done, all right, let me scroll down, and then I will create something called as you know, a data frame. So probably if you want to create a data frame, you will have to type in here, say, features. All right, or if you want, okay, let me just not change this particular thing. Instead of writing, say, features, I will just write in here, say, instead of writing df, I will write in here, say, features. Do not confuse it. These are the input values which we'll be taking. Create a data frame based on this. Let me type in here, say, data frame. All right, frame, frame, and then I will have to give here, say, data as my specific thing, and then let me give, say, index as the 0. That means I'm starting from the index 0 here. All right, so this is my complete function which should actually return features. Let me just type in here, features which has to be written. All right, so I have created a user defined function. What it does, let me tell you once again, it actually creates slide bars. All right, it actually creates slide bars for this particular thing, and after the slide bars are created, you can probably move around. That particular thing will be actually given to the data frame. All right, will be actually created and put up in the data frame. All right, so now the next thing is, after this particular thing is done, we can probably write here whatever we need. All right, so imagine I would need, say, one specific thing. I want it to be written as the heading, so I will write here, say, st.write. Let me just type in here, say, st.write, and then I will type in here, say, in hash. That means I want it big, so I will write here, say, simple. All right, iris flower, okay, prediction. This is what I need to do here, iris flower prediction app. Okay, this is what I write. And afterwards, if you want iris flower in bold, you can probably write here star star. All right, this should put up in bold. Fine, this is the first st-write which I write. Now, say, second st-write, I will write here. I can probably write a lot of st-write here. Okay, so I will write here, say, st-write. I will write here, say, hash iris data set. Okay, because it is this is what we are using. So I feel that the components, whatever you want to specify, you can probably specify here. st-write, once again, let me write here, say, number of classes. How many number of classes do we have here? So we have got, say, 3, right? 3 are the number of classes which we have, and we will be putting that particular thing also. All right, so which are the classes, what exactly it is there, all of these things, target names and all we will put. Okay, so 3 is what we have. And then say, if you want to write the, let me write here st-write once again. If you want to know which classifier are you using, you can write here, say, classifier. Okay, you can probably write here, say, knn. Okay, or else k nearest neighbors, if you want, you can specify it. So this one is just printing on the app. Okay, on the app, whatever it is there. So accuracy, you actually get somewhere around 95% accuracy. So you can probably write here 0.95 as the accuracy here. All right, and afterwards I should not only use st.write, let me probably use st.sidebar now. Sidebar dot headers. Okay, let me write here sidebar dot header, and here I will be using say user input, all right, parameter. Let me just type in here user input parameter. Now inside this I would be writing a st dot sub header. Okay, now I'm creating something on the left hand side, so that is what I would need here. Now see, the whole point guys, I can't actually show you one by one what exactly is happening with the app because we are using Google Colab. All right, that is, I would say, one of the limitation of using Google Colab, but then there's no other point which we could actually do. All right, because this is completely online, so you will have to completely write the code and then run it. So I will write here say df is equal to, let me call for say user underscore input, user underscore input function. Okay, why am I calling this? Because I want to actually write here, or I want to actually probably put it here with whatever this one I have. Now the next few things are of the model prediction, whatever I have done here before, so I will probably write it very quickly. So I will write in here say iris, let me load the data set here by writing say data sets, okay, dot load underscore iris. I'm actually loading once again the data set here. Let me give here say x is equal to iris dot data. Okay, this is, I think so, the same thing, so I'm writing it a little bit faster. Fine, so y is equal to iris. Alternative of Google Colab, no, see, Google Colab is really good for doing all of this stuffs, but then the whole point is you can't see it side by side. Like imagine you want to just run by writing st.write, run it and check probably what is happening. For that you will have to write this particular thing and then create a tunnel and then open that particular web URL, right? So this is little bit difficult in Google Colab. All right, if you do it locally in your machine, you will get it then and there itself. All right, but apart from that, Google Colab is a really good IDE which is available. All right, so if you probably want to work on your local system, then you'll have to download virtual environment, you'll have to probably download your Streamlit, then you'll have to download sklearn library, you'll have to download pandas, numpy and all of that. Okay, that might be a little bit tedious. But then if you're looking for online say alternatives, you have got Kaggle also, which is also very good. We have got Binder, which is also again really good. So we have got all of the other items here, and let me apply here applied KNN algorithm. So okay, sorry, I should write here apply KNN algorithm once again, algorithm. All right, so I will write in here say model is equal to, and then I think so I've already called for it, so let me write here say k neighbors classifier of n underscore neighbors. All right, and then by default the value is 5. Okay, let me specify the same thing itself, and then afterwards I'll have to do model dot fit of x comma y, and for prediction the same thing for prediction. So let me probably write here say prediction is equal to model dot predict, all right, of df. What is df right now? Now this is very important. Whatever we are sliding here, right, whatever we use this particular function and then we are getting this particular thing in the form of df, that is what is the df value, whichever. We don't have to specify it. By default it will be considered while you are sliding the bars. Okay, this is something very important. All right, now there are only 2 lines of code which is left out here, which will actually conclude the say coding of Streamlit. All right, so let me write here say header, and probably I will write say class labels and their corresponding index number. All right, let me write in here, because whatever the class, like imagine 0 1 2 whatever you have, right? So I will write here say st dot write here, and I will give, see, the target names. There's something called as iris dot target. If I write here target, right, it will actually specify 0 1 2 3 whatever it is there, but then there's something called as target names. Okay, so it will tell me for 0 it is this, for 1 it is this, for 2 it is this. All right, this is what I write. And finally the prediction, I would need the prediction, so I will write here say st dot sub header. All right, and then here let me specify say prediction, and finally after this is done I will have to write in say st dot write. Now what is this st dot write? What it does, I will have to type in iris dot target underscore names of prediction. All right, that means imagine if it is 0, then what we have done inside a dictionary, right, I have actually taken a target class here. All right, I have actually taken the target class here and I will get that particular thing. Okay, so this is what's gonna happen here, guys. Now I think so my complete app is done. All right, I will be saving the app as iris sorry, iris app.py. Okay, let me make it a little bit different. So iris app, and then let me write here, say diazonic. Okay, I will specify this particular thing. You will have to give separate name of yours. Okay, let me specify iris app diazonic, because it has to be a little bit different, little bit unique, because we will be actually putting it on, say, Heroku app development, so it has to be a different name. So I will specify here iris app diazonic.py. all right. Once this is done, let us run the code, guys. Let us run the code and check. Okay, what is this unrecognized argument? It saves the file in .py format. All right, let me check what happens here. Just a second. Okay, I think so. I should not have this particular thing written here. So let me specify enter here and now run. Okay, writing iris app diazonic.py. This is what we get, and on the left hand side, you would have got here iris app diazonic.py, correct? Now we will have to run the tunnel for this particular thing. How do we run it? I have copied and pasted the tunneling server. So let me run this, and let me run the public URL as well, and it is running. See here, the public URL is open, right? And let me run the app. I don't want to run app.py. I will have to change in here to say iris dash app dash diazonic dot py. Okay, this is what I need to do. I hope you understand this. Let me run this also, and now I will have to open this public URL. Once I open this public URL, the Streamlit will open for you, and you should probably get the, yes, there you go. This is the app which we just created. All right, let us understand, guys, what exactly is happening here. So as I told you in the beginning, we had written simple iris flower prediction app, correct? That is what we have written first, and then we have written iris dataset. Okay, let's compare the code. So I will just probably, bring this particular thing outside and put it on the left hand side here. I will close this. I just want the Streamlit code right now. Okay, let us understand this, guys, whatever we have written, and this one on the right hand side. Okay, and I have put this, I have actually hidden this, but for now we can understand this. Okay, so when I write here simple iris flower prediction app, okay, I don't think so this bold is coming, it's already in bold, so basically this is a waste. All right, so if you want, you can remove this, but then you understand the point, guys, right? Simple iris flower prediction app we have written here in hash. That means it is written in the bigger this one. All right, next iris dataset is also written. We are writing here iris dataset. All right, next is number of classes. How many number of classes? 3. We have taken classifier knn. Accuracy we are getting 95%. We have written here. Okay, next thing is user input parameters. Now user input parameters, from where does it come? User input parameters, it actually calls for the function user underscore input. What does user underscore input does? It actually gives you the sliding bar, right? So can you see your sliding bar? And if you see here clearly, this is something which I wanted you to actually clarify with. All right, so minimum is 0.4, 4.3, maximum is 7.9, and then the initial value is 5.4. that is what it gives here. Second thing, sepal width 2, 4.4 and 3.4, same thing is given here. 1, okay, minimum value 6.9 is the maximum value, and 1.4 is the initial value. All right, 0.1 is the minimum value, 2.5 is the maximum value, and 0.2 is the initial value what we have here. Okay, this is what we have here. Then I think so everything apart from that is clear. So let's see what else do we have here. So what is this using input parameters? Let us see that. All right, so 1 second, why isn't it coming this here? Okay, I think so I've brought it up too much. All right, so the next thing what we have here is of, okay, 1 second, let me just make it big 1 second, and yeah, using input parameters. All right, so when I write here using input parameters, user input parameters is given, and that particular data frame is actually given here. Okay, next thing what we have here is class labels. Let me just scroll down, class labels, and then corresponding labels, iris target data frame, it is just given here, and finally the prediction, whatever the prediction will be there, it will be given here. Okay, so now the whole point is when I actually rotate this, right, it will be changing here. See, immediately it will change. Okay, can you see here the sepal length is now changed 6.01. If I make it even more, say 6.56, okay, 3.4, you can play around with this. All right, 2.84, petal length, whatever it is there, okay, change it, and then petal width, you change it, and then immediately the output will also change. It was setosa before, now we are getting here as versicolor. Okay, are you getting this? This is the whole point, guys, which we have here as the whole point of understanding. Okay, Shailia, I can see you spamming a lot of times for feedback link. Let me specify once again. Feedback link will be provided sharply at 1:30 itself. It's going to be 1:30, but it is not 1:30. If you are spamming, please leave the session. Okay, if you are interested in only feedback link, please leave the session and you can probably join in at 1:30. We will not be sending the feedback link right now. Okay, so please don't spam. If we see you spamming once again, then probably we will have to take you out from the this one. So please, it's my humble request you to please not spam, and please pay attention to whatever I'm saying. If you are just interested for feedback link, I think so you should probably not be attending this session. All right, thank you for that. Thank you for your patience. So let's move on. I have told you about the NGrok here, and you can play around with this as I have told you with whatever values you want. Let me play around with one specific value of Virginica. It is 6.4, 2.8, 5.6 and 2.4, right? So 6.4, let me make it 6.4 exactly. 6.4, okay, there you go. And then the next thing what we have here is you have got 2.8. Okay, so 2.8 is what we have here. Okay, 2.78, that should be fine. 5.6 and 2.1, let me give 5.6 here. So 5.6 and then 2.1. okay, this is what we have, and there you go, you get Virginica as your this one. Okay, so there you have whatever values you have, you can actually build on this and you can probably work on this particular thing. All right, so till now whatever we have done, let me just quickly summarize. We have created a simple iris flower prediction app on the NGrok server. That means this NGrok server, it will stop immediately when you actually stop probably doing this particular thing. All right, where is this? One second, I think so I closed. Okay, it's here. Immediately when you stop this, right, this particular thing, now say I stop it. All right, now let me interrupt this particular thing. I've stopped it here. This will no longer work. All right, you see here, you can't even rotate this particular thing. Okay, it is still saying connecting, but it will not get connected. All right, so it will no longer stop. So the whole point of saying is this one is helpful only when you are running the code. But then if you want to say probably make sure that this website is running again and again, it should never stop, then how do you do that? There is actually a something called as automatic deployment. We will have to deploy it now. Whatever we have done, we have deployed it on one specific URL. NGrok, it just tunnels your say private URL to public URL. That is what it does. The moment you stop running your code, it will also stop. So what we need is, we need one specific cloud service. All right, we would need one specific cloud service to deploy it. All right, so whatever we have done right now, this is just the base. All right, we have just done the base. Now there's one final thing left out. Let me just go back to my machine learning workflow here again. See here, we have collected our data, we have trained our model, our machine learning is working fine. Now we have deployed it also, but then where have we deployed it? We have just deployed it on our URL, and that URL will stop the moment Python coding stops, correct? And now there's one thing left out to host the model. We will have to deploy it and host it. So for hosting, we have got one specific app, or we have got one specific cloud service called as Heroku. Okay, the cloud service name is Heroku cloud service. So what I'll do right now is I will be showing you how to use Heroku, okay, platform to actually deploy that model and probably use it even after say your code is not working. Even if say your code is not working, it should actually work. All right, so I will be showing you that particular stage right now. Okay, so how do we do that? For Heroku, what do we need? Okay, so let me write here. So for Heroku is actually platform as a service, okay, cloud service, whatever we have here. Now how do you deploy something on Heroku is what we will be dealing with. Now for that you would need a GitHub account. All right, what is a GitHub account? Let me just brief you here. I will probably go to this. Okay, One thing is that I will have to download this particular iris app diazonic.py. Let me quickly download it. All right, let me click on download here and it will probably download. Okay, I have downloaded this because I would need this. Okay, wait, I think so I didn't download it. One second, let me download it once again. Keep. I need this particular thing on my GitHub. Okay, now the easiest way to actually work on Heroku is, let me just go back to heroku.com here, and okay, there you go. We have got Heroku here. So now in my Heroku, this one, how do I actually use this particular Heroku environment? This is the major question, right? So to use this, to start using this particular Heroku environment, see here I have actually created two of the apps. I have created this iris app already. Let me probably delete this app so that I can show you from the beginning how it works. All right, so to delete this app, I'll have to go to say settings and scroll down. Okay, delete app option, because I want to do something from scratch so that we are on the same page. So let me specify here, say iris app dias. Okay, you can also probably create the same thing. Okay, just go to Heroku and open this dashboard.heroku.com. You'll have to just log in and you will probably get the Heroku there. Okay, so please log into Heroku, and the Heroku dashboard.heroku.com is what you'll have to type in. You should get something like this. Okay, you should get something like this. We will create our apps here. Okay, we will start creating our apps here. So how do we create the app here? So before even creating the app, I would give you some time to probably make sure that your dashboard.heroku.com is all set up. Let me go to GitHub here. I would need one account on GitHub as well. So I have got my account on GitHub here, diazonic.com. Okay, I have got here one account on my GitHub. I'll go to repositories again here, and in my repositories, so I already have your Streamlit iris, but I will not be using this. Okay, I will create a new repository here for you to understand. So let me click on new here, new repository I will create. All right, and let me specify here Streamlit. Okay, my repository name, I will probably write here, say iris app Streamlit. Let me write something like this. All right, everything should be in short form. So let me write iris app Streamlit. Okay, this is what I do. Repository I have taken here. Description, probably you want to write something, you can write deployment on Heroku cloud. Okay, this is what I will write. Let me scroll down and let it be public itself. Let me initialize this repository with readme, it will be better, and then let me create a repository here. Fine, so I have created my repository. I've got here readme. Now along with this, I would need few other files also. All right, I would need a few other files. Let me tell you what and all files we would need. So probably I will have to copy it from the Streamlit app which I've created here already. So I will have to go back to say GitHub diazonic. Okay, I want to show you from scratch, that is why I'm doing it from the beginning again. So this is my file which is actually created. All right, it is actually created. So how many files do we need? See here, we would need one thing called as proc file. We would need the app which we are using, okay, which we have probably downloaded it. We would need requirement.txt, and finally we would need setup.sh. all right, 1 2 3 4 4 files is what we need. Now let's start one by one. What is this proc file? So basically proc file is one particular identity which actually makes sure that you tell Heroku that these are the few set of files which you should actually run. Okay, that is what it does. Like probably when you tell Streamlit run iris app dias, this is the same thing which we are using here, right? If you remember, which we are using here, the same thing we will be writing here. Okay, so proc file tells which file has to be run. All right, one sh file is there, the setup file. Okay, and the second one is of Python. All right, so I would write here the same proc file here. How do I write it? How do I create a new code here? I will have to write in add file, create a new file here, and then here you can probably write say proc file. Okay, and then here you will have to paste this particular thing. Okay, web is to the same thing, whatever it is there. Once this is done, please type in commit new file. That means it is all committed. All right, you are all ready to finish. So you have got your proc file. Proc file is now ready. Now what is the second thing which you would need? So let me create here second file. There's something called as requirements.txt. Okay, requirements. So whenever you are hosting something on, say, its requirements on Heroku, you would need requirements.txt if I'm not wrong with the spelling. See, requirements.txt. Now inside this you'll have to specify which libraries do you need. All right, you'll have to specify which library do you need for, say, this particular thing to work upon. So we would need pandas, we would need numpy, we would need streamlit and sklearn. All right, these 4 libraries we would need. So I will just specify their names here. Okay, requirements, I think so the spelling is correct, requirements, yes, .txt. This is, let me commit a new file here. All right, so the second, this one is also done. Now what else do I need? I would need one setup.sh if I remember it correctly, right? So setup.sh, this one probably you can't type in the code, you'll have to just copy it and paste. All right, let me click on add file here, create a new file, and then here I will write, say, setup.sh. Okay, and let me put it here. So this is the setup file which I would need. It will actually tell me what and all are the configurations which I would need. Okay, so setup.sh, the same thing, and then let me scroll down and commit new file. Fine. Finally, I would need one more file, which is the main file here. I would need the file which I have actually downloaded. All right, Iris app dias or whatever I have downloaded here. So I'll go to add file here, upload files, and then let me just click on this particular thing, drag and drop it here, and probably you should see this uploading. Click on commit changes. Okay, there you go, the processing will happen and you will have this particular thing right now. Now the most important part for you is, if you want to use my code, okay, you can probably directly click on code here, sorry, you can click on fork option. Okay, you will have fork option here directly. Just go to this particular link and then click on fork option. If you want to maybe copy the link, you can probably copy this link. If you want to copy completely, you can actually do this. All right, so just copy and paste this link of github.com/diazonic/iris app streamlit, and then click on fork. Your complete repository, my complete repository, will come to your GitHub account. All right, now we have created our GitHub account, everything is done, everything is ready here. Next thing is go to Heroku and let's get started with our app. So let me click on new here and I will be creating a new app. So click on create new app. I will have to specify your app name, correct? So my app name, I will give the same thing what I have given here. So it is Iris app sorry, not Iris app dias, it is, I think so, Iris app diazonic, right? So let me write here Iris, okay, app. If I just write here Iris app, right, it will tell me it is not available. You will have to give here different names. All right, so I will give here, say, diazonic. You can probably give whatever you want. Okay, Iris app diazonic is available, that is what it says. Let me click on create app. Click on create app here. Okay, now the deployment methods are of 3 types. You have got Heroku Git, you have got GitHub, you have got container registry. The most simplest format is GitHub. So please click on connect to GitHub here, and you will get a repository which you'll have to connect it to. So from Diazonic, my repository name I will have to type in. So it is Iris app streamlit, right? Let me write here Iris app streamlit. Okay, and then let me search for it and I should get, yes, I am getting here Diazonic Iris app streamlit. Now most important thing is, you might have not probably connected to your GitHub. Please make sure that you connect it. Okay, only once you connect it, you will actually get the proper this one. So let me just click on connect here and it will tell me that it is connected. All right, so now it tells me that it is connected and I have got here option of deploying automatically. All right, so let me just enable this automatic deployment. Okay, that is the whole point of doing this. So I will make sure that it is deployed automatically, it is enabled. All right, once it is enabled, right, you are actually done with your settings. Whatever you wanted to do, everything is mostly done. All right, next thing what you will have to do is, you'll have to come back to overview here and once you come to overview, right, it tells you that okay, initial release is started and then lockplex enabled, it is done, but then there are no process yet. That means you'll have to make a slight change probably, in your one of the GitHub, this one, so that it starts the process. Okay, it starts the process, it will actually put that particular this one. All right, so now once this particular thing is done, you will have to actually make a small change. Let us probably go to this particular thing and click on edit here, and then I will just make a minor change here. All right, so it saves in .py format is what I have written here, and now I will just give a space. I'm just making a minor negligible change because I should start the commit changes. All right, so now I will just click on commit changes, and once I click on commit changes, if I go back to Heroku, my build is in progress now. My build is in progress. So just click on view build progress. Okay, what is this? It's using ad blocker. Something went wrong. Okay, probably I will have to go back here and check once again what happened. Let me go to overview here and let me click on view build progress, and it should hopefully come. All right, so here everything is building, whatever the app is installed it is detecting, then all of the setup tools. So basically whatever we were doing there, right, all of this downloading, collecting, and all of it is actually happening on the Heroku. All right, so just give it some time and it will actually come out. Just give it some time. All right, so let's wait for a while installing collected packages, whatever it is there. So once it is done, you will actually get deployed app. All right, so let's wait for sometimes. Here everything, whatever the requirements we have, right, it is actually getting installed here with the help of this particular thing. All right, it is actually getting installed, and see now it is compressing or discovering. See now the proc file is now running. All right, whatever the proc file web we have written, right, it is actually running, and now it is getting compressed. It will take some time before it could actually deploy. Let's wait for a while. Yes, it is definitely easier than HTML. All right, HTML is also easy because that is the traditional way, but then Streamlit creators, what they say is they actually wanted to make the web apps very easy so that you can actually check it out. All right, so yes, see here, launching release, that means it is actually launched here. That means it is deployed to Heroku, and this is the link, guys, the final link, which will actually work forever. All right, it is automatically deployed, you don't have to change it, it will actually work. But before opening, let me just go to view logs and check whether the build is succeeded or not. All right, so session, okay, what is this, changed from crash to starting? I think so it is not yet built. We will have to wait for some more time here. Let me just open it and check whether I'm able to build it or not. Okay, so let me open it, and I think so application error. All right, it is not yet built. Let's wait, guys. Here it should come that it is built, only then you can probably check it out. All right, so let me check. No, it is still saying not built. So invalid. Okay, it says invalid value. All right, so there's something wrong. Let me go back to my overview here, and okay, this is completely on. One more thing, we will try one more time here. Probably I will go back to this. I don't want this. I will go back to this and I will make another change just to get started with the link here. Okay, so let me just give here space and commit changes. Let's see once again why it didn't work. All right, it should have worked. So let me go back to this, and now the deployment should actually restart. All right, so let's wait for a while and check. Yeah, so the deployment is restarting now, and view build progress. Okay, so let's wait for a while and check whether it is building or not, and after that we will check whether it is deploying or not. Okay, so Untitled Anonymous, I think so you are just spamming. I'll just remove you. So people who are asking for feedback link, we should just remove them. Okay, because we have told them not to spam repeatedly again and again. We have told that 1:30 is the time which we will be sharing, so you should probably be disciplined to follow that. Okay, can you share the material to my mail? We can't actually share it. All the materials, yes, we'll be uploading on our web telegram group, so please make sure that you check our telegram group. Okay, now it says there's no change in requirements and it is again deployed. Let me go back to my view logs before actually opening that particular thing and check whether it is built or not. It should actually be built, only then it will work. So now the process is started here. So okay, it says app does not, file does not exist. Okay, so then there is something wrong. All right, I get it. What was the wrong statement which we have put? I will have to go back here to say setup, and I will have to change here. Okay, since I copied this, not setup, sorry, not setup. Let me just cancel this. I will have to go to proc file. All right, my proc file is only wrong now. So proc file, I don't want diaz, right? I've changed it to diazonic, right? That was the change, guys. Okay, so sorry for that. So let me make it diazonic, and then now I think so when I commit the changes, I should probably get it. All right, let's see once again. Go to overview and let's wait for a while, guys. Okay, can we host other HTML websites using Heroku? I'm not sure, okay, because I've not checked it for this particular thing, but then you can host your websites on GitHub definitely. Okay, there is one this particular thing called as GitHub, this one, then you can probably host there. I have not checked, Sakshi, I think so you can host your website this one, but then again the same problem here. When you're hosting it as an app, right, you'll not get the domain name of yourself, you'll get the domain name of Heroku. All right, so if that is okay with you, then probably it will work. For gaming account, we have still not shared the notes. All right, the workshop is still into happening, so we will share it later. All right, so probably after some time, maybe after an hour or two, we will be sharing it on the telegram group. All right, so the still workshop is still not yet complete. All right, so please, you'll have to wait, please be patient. Okay, so it is compressing and now hopefully it should be deployed and it should work. Let's see. So compressing is done and launching. Okay, let me copy this and keep it for my own reference, and hopefully this one should work. Let me go to more here, view logs. Okay, so it is changing the state and running this particular thing. All right, so let's see now whether it works or not. Okay, there you go. Now I think so it is working. Network URL, if you are getting like this, it's saying you can view Streamlit app in your browser now. So let me open a new tab. Let me paste it here, irisapp.diazonic.heroku.com, herokuapp.com, and hopefully it works. All right, there you go. There you go. It is working. Okay. So the complete thing, whatever we had done on NGrok, it was working only when we are actually turning it on. Right now, you don't have to even worry whether this is working or whether this is open or not. Probably I will close this particular thing. All right, it is completely working on its own. It will still work. All right, it is still load and whatever it has to do, it will work because it is launched on Heroku. It will work properly. All right, this is how we actually launch it on Heroku. So I'm getting Setosa now. Let me probably change it to Versi color. All right, and then move around. You will probably get Virginica as well. Okay, this is how you actually deploy your app, guys, on say Heroku. All right, so this is the app name. If you also open it and check, you will also get the same thing, I guess. All right, this is the app name, guys. You can actually check it and you will also get the same thing as well. Why the name is Diazonic? Good question. The name is Diazonic because it's our channel name. That is why I've kept it as Diazonic. You can give whatever name you want. You can give your name. You can give Untitled, Anonymous as well. Sure, Yasmin. So basically, the today's main aim was actually, let me just scroll up, to create web app using Streamlit. So for doing that, what I had done is I had actually started by telling you, speaking about data science, then AI, ML, DS. I spoke about the differences. Then I introduced you to Streamlit, and then we were using Google Colab as our IDE. And then we had actually learned about what is NGrok. Why do we need NGrok for Streamlit using Google Colab? So afterwards, we built a machine learning model for a simple iris dataset. You can work on any dataset. I just wanted to take a simple this one. And then we created web app using Streamlit on the Google Colab itself. And finally, we learned how to deploy it using Heroku. Okay. This was all of the thing which we had actually done till now. All right. So that is what was done. Okay, I will open now the floor for any question answer session if you have any. Okay, if you have any questions, you can probably ask me, and I will send you guys feedback in 2 minutes. Just wait, please don't post the question. I will send you the feedback. Just give me a minute. We'll be posting it. Okay, so before posting that, let me just show you this. If you go back to Diazonic Labs here, okay, so yes, I will be sending you the feedback link here. Is this open source? Yes, this is completely open source. You can refer my app which I've got here. You can probably refer this and keep it as your reference for this particular thing. All right, so I will be sending the feedback link right now. And one very important note, guys, let me specify it here clearly. All right, otherwise it actually creates a lot of trouble with many people. The feedback link will be open only for 15 minutes. 15 minutes it will be open. Okay, please make sure that you fill the feedback link in 15 minutes. All right, after you fill it, you will not have the authority to fill it, and if you are not filling it, you will not receive the certificates. All right, so please make sure that you fill the feedback link in 15 minutes. All right, only those people who fill the feedback link in 15 minutes will be eligible for the certificates. Okay, feedback link will be open only for 15 minutes, so please do fill in as soon as possible. Feedback link will be open only for 15 minutes. All right, so I'm just repeating again, feedback link will be open only for 15 minutes. Only those people who fill will get e-certificates. All right, so if you can fill in right now, please do fill in. We will not be allowing it for after 15 minutes. It is time bound. All right, so please make sure that you fill it in 15 minutes. All right, so please conduct webinars on Django, Flask, and WordPress. So Sakshi, we are planning one for Flask as well, somewhat similar to what we have done right now, deploying the machine learning apps using Flask. Okay, I'm planning for that. Okay, Django and WordPress. Okay, maybe in the future we will do it, but then definitely we are planning for a Flask one. All right, we will be doing it as soon as possible. All right, so please register for our upcoming session also. Regarding the upcoming session, we will be giving it in the feedback link only. It will be available. You can probably check it out. And we are conducting a webinar on computer vision. So if you guys are interested in understanding computer vision, you can do the same. All right, just before we could actually end, So next week we have got session on computer vision. Let me just open up the link here once again. You're welcome, Kanishk. Thank you, Apollinario. Okay, I hope I pronounce your name correctly. All right, let me check what happened here. Imtiaz, please check feedback link. It's working fine. Wait, let me also open it and show you whether it is working or not. Feedback link. Okay, so the next webinar link is also given for gaming. You can probably check it out. All right, so let me open the feedback link. This is the feedback link, guys, which we have. Let's see. Yeah, this is the feedback link. So for the computer vision using Python, there is the link for this particular thing. You can probably open this link. Open this and you can probably register it, and also you can share it with your friends regarding the same. All right. Thanks a lot, Shreyash. One last thing, guys, one more time, please make sure that you fill in the feedback link, and please make sure that you fill in, the link will be open only for 15 minutes. Please fill in as soon as possible. Okay, from now on 10 minutes, right? So by 1:40 it will be closed, right? Already 5 minutes is done. 1:40 it will be closed. And for certificates, please make sure that you join in our Telegram group for certificates, and also materials related to this. It will be actually put up on Telegram group. Okay, Gaurav, is Heroku similar as AWS? See, AWS is actually a very big vast service. All right, it has got a lot of things. Heroku is actually useful for deploying these simpler apps. Yes, you can deploy your machine learning model on AWS also, but then AWS you will have to actually pay, or you would at least need a credit card details for actually opening an account. All right, so you can say in this particular case it is similar, but then there are a lot of things as well which you will have to use only AWS for. Probably, you know, creating an instance and all of it, hosting something. Maybe, you know, you can host a website completely on that particular thing as well. So AWS is a little bit different from Heroku, but then yes, you can do this particular thing. You can probably host your machine learning model on this particular thing as well, on AWS as well as Heroku. Wonderful session. Thanks a lot, Parag sir. But when we click on the link with Amir, it is not opening. Okay, Farhan, if you are using, see, as I told you, this particular thing, whatever you have here, let me just show you. I got your point. So when you're opening this particular thing, right, basically this is the desktop thing which you have. Okay, desktop app. So if you are using a mobile phone, then we have written here what you will have to do. All right, so once you log into your Gmail account, kindly give us review. If you are using browser on mobile phone, you'll have to click on three dots on the top right corner and click on desktop site. Make sure that you open the desktop site and then fill in the review. All right, otherwise it will not come. Okay, I hope that is clear, Farhan. It will not open just like that because this is actually URL for desktop site. All right, so please make sure that you open it in desktop site, using desktop site in your mobile phone itself. You'll have that option. No problem, Shreyansh. So where we will receive, as I told you, your certificates and your materials will be sent on Telegram group. Okay, we will be sending the certificates in say 2 days. Okay, so please make sure that you are on Telegram group. We'll be sending it only on our Telegram group, so please make sure that you are on Telegram group. Yes, you can probably open this particular link on your laptop or your computer screen much easier than your mobile phone. All right, thank you guys. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. I'll see you guys in the upcoming session. Keep supporting us. Please subscribe to our channel if you have not done it. Please do it, and that will be really helpful for us. Okay, so I'll stop the streaming right now. I'll see you guys in the upcoming session. Bye bye. Okay, so our group name on say this particular thing is Diazonic Labs free webinars. So please check for Diazonic Labs free webinars on Telegram if you're not getting it. Search for Diazonic Labs free webinars with e-certificate. I've given feedback. Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot, Shaili. Farhan, you can probably now open it and give us the review. Okay, even if you have submitted the link, you can probably open it from your desktop account and give us the review. Next webinar link is given here. Next webinar link is this particular thing, Yasmin. It is on computer vision using Python. All right, so how you can recognize the face probably on images, we will see here. All right, computer vision. A complete understanding of computer vision will be given to you. So if you are interested in that, please do register. And also you can probably refer us to, if you want us to host webinars or internship maybe in your college, or maybe if someone in your friend circle, if they know an institute or college or schools, then we do that one also. All right, so next topic, Shreyans, it is on computer vision using Python. Okay, thank you, Shreyans. Yes, I will see that. You will receive e-certificate within 2 days on your Telegram account on our Telegram channel. So please make sure that you join it. Yes, you can leave and I will also leave. Thank you. Thanks a lot, guys. Once again, I will probably end the stream now. Thank you.